This is macOS Ken.
Doubt around the headset, a wish for a corporate marriage, and make way for big beasts. It is Friday, the 31st of March, 2023. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from macOS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Collide, endpoint security powered by people, and endpoint security that empowers people. Have you checked out their website, honest.security, yet? That's the URL, honest.security. The way Collide puts it, Honest Security is an approach designed to help organizations achieve two distinct goals: educating employees about security and dramatically improving adherence to the security team's recommendations and compliance objectives. This is what I've been saying about Collide. They work to get your team on board with the whole security thing, educating them and making them part of the solution rather than treating them like obstacles or problems. Now, if you're an Okta user, Collide can get your entire team to 100% compliance. After telling them what they need to do and why, if after a certain amount of time a user's device isn't up to snuff on security, the user can't log into your cloud apps until they fix the problem. Hopefully, though, if you're using Collide, they've come to see security messages as proactive steps that they're happy to take to keep your organization and themselves safe, and nobody gets blocked. Visit collide.com/macOSKen to learn more and book a demo. That's KOLIDE.com/macOSKen. Collide.com/macOSKen. Throwing uncertainty into Apple's mixed reality headset mix, ladies and gentlemen, it is TF International analyst Ming-Chi Kuo. Really using the Twitter Blue badge for which he paid good money. The analyst hit Twitter with a seriously long post on Thursday. It's short enough that I can read it to you, though long by Twitter's previous standards. No, remember when Twitter had standards? Good times. Anyway, quoting the English portion of Ming-Chi Kuo's post, because Apple isn't very optimistic about the AR/MR headset announcement recreating the astounding iPhone moment, the mass production schedule for assembly has been pushed back by another 1 to 2 months to mid to late third quarter 2023. The delay also adds uncertainty to whether the new device will appear at WWDC 2023 as the market widely expects. Furthermore, due to the delay in mass production for assembly, the shipment forecast this year is only 200,000 to 300,000 units, lower than the market consensus of 500,000 units or more. The same Twitter message goes on to say, the main concerns for Apple not being very optimistic regarding the market feedback to the AR/MR headset announcement include the economic downturn, compromises on some hardware specifications for mass production, such as weight, the readiness of the ecosystem and applications, a high selling price, $3,000 to $4,000 US or even higher, etc. And to give you an idea of how long that one Twitter post was, the analyst repeated it all again in Chinese. I know he knows his job, but I would remind Ming-Chi Kuo that Apple showed off iPhone 6 months ahead of its release. Apple showed off iPad 4 months before its release. Apple showed off Apple Watch 6 or 7 months ahead of its release. Did anyone think that just because Apple is expected to show off the headset at WWDC, it was going to release then as well? Well, I guess maybe one person did. Dreaming the same dream over again, A piece from MarketWatch has an analyst of note saying what Apple really needs to do is buy Disney. The analyst is Needham and Company's Laura Martin. She thinks the two companies would be worth more as one company than they are as two, and that Apple, the most valuable publicly traded company on the planet, would be worth 15% to 25% more if it merged with the house the mouse built. Quoting the analyst, "We believe that great content and a strong distribution footprint are complementary networks. That is, both are worth more if they have the other." She goes on to say, "We argue that the best way to think about Apple's valuation, pricing power, competitive advantage period, and barriers to entry is through the lens of 1.25 billion of the wealthiest consumers in the world using 2 billion active Apple devices, an average of 4 hours per day." Could it happen? Sure. Apple's got the money and has said repeatedly that it's not afraid of mega mergers. It just hasn't found the right one yet. Certainly, recently returned Disney CEO Bob Iger's not afraid of big deals, having spent billions of dollars for Pixar and Marvel and Star Wars. Of course, he was always on the side doing the acquiring there, not the side being acquired. There is no reason to think that this couldn't happen. That said, aside from Wall Street's love affair with the idea, there doesn't seem to be a reason to think that it will. Apple's big week of software updates continues. After new operating systems for everyone on Monday, new betas for developers on Tuesday, and an update of iTunes for Windows on Wednesday, it is time to throw a bone to the public testing bunch. A couple of pieces from Mac Rumors put that crew on alert. One says iOS and iPadOS 16.5 have made it out to Apple's public testing program, while another says the same for macOS Ventura 13.4. If you're in the program, you know what to do. If you're not but want to be, point your browser to beta.apple.com. Thursday also saw an update to Apple's answer to Office. Another post from Mac Rumors says Pages, Numbers, and Keynote got updates Thursday for iOS, iPadOS, and the Mac. The iPad update got the most virtual ink, bringing with it support for Hover with Apple Pencil. Other improvements for iPad, as well as iPhone and the Mac, include bug fixes and the ability to export and send a copy of a document, spreadsheet, or presentation in a different format from the Share menu. The updates are free. They're available now in their respective app stores. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, BetterHelp Online Therapy. Therapy's not the easiest thing. Figuring out why we do what we do, why the things that bother us. Yeah, it can be rewarding, but it's not always fun. You have to do a lot of soul-searching and in-depth work. Therapy's not the easiest thing. Finding a therapist should be, and it is with BetterHelp. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can take you on a journey of self-discovery from wherever you are, literally and figuratively. I mean the literally part, from wherever you are, as long as you've got a web connection. Designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule, BetterHelp is entirely online. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and if they turn out not to be right for you, you can switch therapists anytime at no additional charge. Had that happen to me one time with BetterHelp. Had a therapist with whom I just didn't really mesh. Switching to a better fit for me was quick and easy. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com betterhelp.com/macOSken today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/macOSken. BetterHelp.com/macOSken. If you've been waiting for the ad-supported version of Netflix to be available on Apple TV, get ready to be happy. While the lower-cost, ad-infused offering launched 4 months ago, it has not been available on Apple's digital hockey puck. Now, a piece from TechCrunch says, it is. I hope you were ready for your current level of happiness. News of another Earth Day offering from Apple TV+. The Cupertino company issued a press release Thursday announcing a new nature docuseries called Big Beasts. The release says the show features some of the world's most massive species filmed across 17 countries, including the gray whale, the elephant seal, the giant otter. There's a giant otter? The gorilla, the hippo, the brown bear, the ostrich, the orangutan, the tiger, and the polar bear. Viewers will see that it's not easy being big. The larger the animal, the greater the challenges they face, as the series captures rare and first-ever footage using specialized equipment and next-generation filming techniques. Somewhat amusingly, this series is from the same people that made the Apple TV Plus docuseries Tiny World. And just like Tiny World, Big Beasts brings a bit of Marvel magic. While The Thing About Small Things was narrated by Ant-Man's own Paul Rudd, Big Beasts gets its voice from Tom Hiddleston, Loki, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's also done the docu-thing for Apple, having narrated the Apple TV Plus series Earth at Night in color. As for the big show about bigger things, that starts its run on Earth Day Eve. Apple's press release says the series will debut on the 21st of April, just in time for Earth Day, with 2 new episodes premiering each week until Friday, the 19th of May. Earth Day is on Saturday, the 22nd of April. And finally today, how long before people realize that these things aren't really that rare? Apple Insider says yet another unopened original iPhone has hit the auction block. This one's a tiny bit different, though. This one has a sticker on it. According to the report, the iPhone packaging has a red sticker featuring an Apple logo and the words, "Lucky You." Although the origin of the sticker is unknown, and Apple Insider does not recall nor have any record of it being an official promotion, perhaps the first owner received the iPhone as a prize in a contest of some sort. So, unopened, got some kind of sticker on it. X-rays show everything that's supposed to be in the box is in the box. The thing cannot be considered mint, though. Apple Insider says that's because part of the package's plastic wrapping has a small hole. But it's got a sticker of unknown origin. I can't help thinking this auction was handled poorly. The Apple Insider piece was written on the 30th of March. That is also when the auction ended, it seems. The device had been expected to go for between $40,000 and $60,000. It just squeaked into that range, selling for $40,320. Here are words you will not hear me say again. Today on the Mac Observer's Daily Observations podcast. Yeah, current incarnation of that show is coming to an end. But we had one more show in us. TMO Managing Editor Jeff Butts joined me to talk about Ming-Chi closed mixed reality rumors and Needham analyst Laura Martin's corporate wedding dreams. That is all today on the last Daily Observations podcast from the Mac Observer, online at macobserver.com or wherever you get podcasts. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Collide, endpoint security powered by people. Learn more and book a demo today at collide.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.